It's Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. On the thumbnail title, I have one word, boom, because, well, you'll see in just a moment. Before I get to that, let me talk about what's happened previously. Satellite images of Saratov oil refinery are showing, yes, there has been some significant damage there in Saratov. And so that's good to see. We want to see the follow-up so that we are sure that what we saw, okay, something was blowing up over there, but was it actually hit or not? Okay, so what happened last night? Apocalyptic natural gas pipeline explosion on the outskirts of the city of Omsk in Siberia, 1.1 million population, 70 miles away from the Kazakhstan border. And I'm going to show you still images of this. I'm not going to show you it burning. I try to play within the lines, color within the lines of YouTube, what they allow. Here it is, though. This is where this city is. It's a long way. So I don't know that it was drones. It could have been some kind of, sabotage strike or something. Ukrainian drones attacked the Zhuivska TPP, that's thermal power plant in occupied Donetsk region. Locals reported blackouts in several cities afterwards. So again, they're pursuing the same kind of things, hidden oil and gas and electrical power. Explosions that occupied Donetsk, in Makivka, and some areas that occupied Donetsk. The lights are flickering. So again, same pursuit. Ukrainian strikes have significantly damaged the Saki thermal power plant in occupied Crimea. That's different than the other one that we're talking about. This came out earlier in the day last night. So reports of the attack are now backed by satellite images released by Dnipro OSINT. Confirming the impact of the facility. Okay, so that's what the Ukrainians were doing to the Russians last night. What the Russians were doing to Ukrainians last night was this: 118 drones and missiles. Now, here we see Ukrainian air defense shot down or suppressed 101 out of 118 drones. That's great, but the missiles, 4 Iskander ballistic missiles and over 100 drones, yeah. So the missiles did some damage. Russian attack in Kharkiv last night with missiles, killing a 17-year-old girl. Again, in her home while she's sleeping. Like, that's the way that Russia rolls. Russia's overnight drone attack on Dnipro, and we're in a different place. Here we're in Kharkiv. Now we're in Dnipro. Left a trail of destruction, multiple fires, damaged media building. This was different. We don't see a lot of that. Dozens of civilian sites hit, including apartment blocks, shops, cafes, and infrastructure. Over 20 vehicles damaged, 3 destroyed, 2 people hospitalized. And here again in the Dnipropetrovsk, Kharkiv regions, attacks on rail facilities. A depot was destroyed in Dnipro. Several stations hit in Kharkiv, injuring a worker. Massive Shahed strike also burned out Suspilny. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Suspilny Dnipro branch of a film studio. So let's talk about that. This is the film studio, and Suspilny and Ukraine Radio Dnipro were damaged as a result of the strike. And here's what you see of the studio. It's toast. Yeah. So that's what happened just last night. Okay, the moment of hitting the TV tower in Dnipro. So, again, it's unusual from my observation for the Russians to be going after something like this as opposed to civilians in their apartments while they sleep or going after energy resources. At night, the enemy struck with drones in Chernihiv region. The enemy strike took the lives of 2 elderly women there. And there was also that strike in Dnipro. 2 were hospitalized, strikes on civilian buildings and businesses. So more images of what Russia was doing to Ukraine just last night. This isn't old images. This is just last night. Okay, let's look at the battlefield. 960 Russians off the battlefield. You don't see any tanks, right? It's really interesting. You don't see any armored combat vehicles. That's a strange kind of thing. Only 43 vehicles and fuel tanks. So it was a slower night. It's under the normal 1,000, and there's not a lot of other damage. Okay. Saw this from the Institute for the Study of War. I thought this was an interesting way of understanding what's going on the ground. Russian forces may be attempting to fix Ukrainian forces within Pokrovsk itself, while also encircling Ukrainian forces in the Pokrovsk-Mirnograd pocket from the west. So we think about like, oh, Pokrovsk holds. Well, the idea here is a little bit different. This is just the first couple lines from that ISW. Russian forces may be attempting to fix Ukrainian forces within Pokrovsk itself, while also encircling Ukrainian forces in the Pokrovsk-Mirnograd pocket from the west, likely because Russian forces have found such an encirclement more feasible than an encirclement from the east. So they don't seem to be able to really get through the Mirnograd pocket. The side on the far east is Mirnograd, and they don't seem to be able to do it. But if they can encircle from the west, well, I guess north and west, they're trying to seal that pocket off. That's the idea here. And again, the Ukrainians want to be there. The Russians want to be there. That's where the fight's going to be. Okay, footage of a Russian FAB 1500 aerial bomb hitting a high-rise building in Mirnograd. Mirnograd, again, is the sister city, and you can see that thing going up. That's what it was before the strike. So the destruction of Russian military personnel in Donbass. You see just some images, some FPV drone footage. And again, the next article I think I'm going to go over is how FPV drones have just shaped the war. We're no longer, we used to talk about trench warfare like World War I. A couple years ago, we were talking about that. It's not like that now. FPV drones have changed everything. Okay, here are some technological advances. So here we have a company Air 3F company presents new development of Varkin ground robotic complex. The vehicle is designed for logistical tasks, evacuation, operation in extreme conditions from swampy areas to snowy forests. These things have shifted over time. Look at how high off the ground it is and the wheels on it. I've seen various iterations of this, and I'm sure that they're improving this with each one, making it less susceptible to electronic warfare and have more features on it. I would imagine they probably also have some kind of attachment to make it, be able to shoot or other things in other variations. This is a improvement over on the tank, and I saw the United States military come out with something like this, and so now here we're seeing this in Ukraine as well. Next week, the first Sky Ranger 35 on the Leopard 1 chassis will be delivered to Ukraine. Each of these systems is capable of covering an area of 4 by 4 kilometers. Sky Ranger 35 is equipped with a combat module with 35 millimeter GDM 008 automatic cannon with a rate of fire of 1,000 rounds per minute. So you'd be thinking, well, wait a minute, Gerdes, can't a FPV drone just fly in and do that? No, because this thing is going to shoot it down in record time with just a huge burst. And they have electronic warfare. Like this here is going to be the detector that's going to determine where those FPV drones are, and it'll swivel around and be able to just knock down everything. It's getting all Terminator out there. Okay, just an update from yesterday. Poland says that everything indicates that Russia is behind the railway sabotage incident. Again, yesterday, Russia attacked Ukraine, attacked a Turkish ship, made the Romanians evacuate a village across from the Turkish ship, attacked Polish railways in 3 places, and everybody knows it's Russia. And yeah, Russian security services want to disrupt our society to scare us, says the Polish security service spokesperson. And everything indicates that the sabotage on the railway in Poland was organized by special services from the east, that is from Russia. Spokesperson from the coordinator from the Polish special services has said. So we know what the threat is and where it's coming from. All right, last little bit before I get to this last thing is a shout out to Kyle McGregor, undergraduate YouTube member. Thank you, Kyle, for your support. This I wanted to leave with a Ukrainian Flamingo cruise missile fully funded by the Czech Citizen Initiative. So this was crowdsourced. It says on it, a gift for Putin with donations from ordinary Czech citizens. That's a gift for Putin. All right, my friends. Thank you for your time, the likes, the shares, and the subscribes. And thank you for being the kind of person who cares about Ukraine.